Welcome back to Daily Dose of Devotional. Today, we're turning to the Gospel of Matthew chapter 18 to explore the parable of the unmerciful servant. As we open the pages of Matthew 18, we find Jesus with his disciples in the bustling town of Capernaum. Peter approached Jesus and asked, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times?" Jesus answered, "I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times." Jesus then began to tell a parable to those around him. "Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants. As he began the settlement, a man who owed him 10,000 talents was brought to him. Since he was not able to pay, the master ordered that he and his wife and his children and all that he had be sold to repay the debt. At this, the servant fell on his knees before him. 'Be patient with me,' he begged, 'and I will pay back everything.' The servant's master took pity on him, cancelled the debt, and let him go. But when that servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 silver coins. He grabbed him and began to choke him. 'Pay back what you owe me,' he demanded. His fellow servant fell to his knees and begged him, 'Be patient with me, and I will pay it back.' But he refused. Instead, he went off and had the man thrown in prison until he could pay the debt. When the other servants saw what had happened, they were outraged and went and told their master everything that had happened. Then the master called the servant in. 'You wicked servant,' he said, 'I cancelled all that debt of yours because you begged me to. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you?' In anger, his master handed him over to the jailers to be tortured until he should pay back all he owed." Jesus concluded the parable with a solemn statement. "This is how my heavenly Father will treat each of you unless you forgive your brother or sister from your heart." The parable of the unmerciful servant is a poignant reminder of the boundless forgiveness and grace we've received from God. It challenges us to reflect that same forgiveness and mercy in our interactions with others. It underlines the responsibility that comes with being recipients of God's grace. So, how does this parable resonate with us today? It calls us to examine our hearts and consider the depth of God's forgiveness in our lives. It challenges us to extend that forgiveness to those who have wronged us, recognizing that the grace we've received is meant to be shared. It doesn't matter if it's once or 77 times, we're called to always forgive as our Father in heaven has forgiven us. This parable prompts believers to consider the gravity of harboring unforgiveness and the power of mercy in fostering healthy relationships. It echoes the words of the Lord's Prayer, emphasizing the importance of forgiving others as we ourselves have been forgiven, a crucial aspect of living out the principles of God's kingdom. As you go throughout your day today, try to keep patience and forgiveness on your hearts and minds and let them guide your interactions. Thank you for joining me for today's devotional. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until tomorrow, take care and God bless.